Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Don1, and I am back with another video. I'm gonna tell you guys and give you guys the scoop on why DJ Akademiks and Wale has tension towards one another. Now, this really started on DJ Akademiks' YouTube channel, and he's pretty much been on this same campaign, particularly about Wale on several fronts and on several levels. But the biggest one is I see DJ Akademiks as well as other individuals make this mistake, and they trip over this mistake time and time again when they compare some other artists' stats and sales, and they try to compare those stats and sales with the artists that they're conversating about, and then they come to the conclusion of, well, artist B is not doing the same numbers as artist A. I see people do that time and time again. Now, the reason why DJ Akademiks and Wale have issues with one another, because DJ Akademiks has been saying a lot of stuff, a lot of negative stuff about Wale. He claims that people that communicate with him consider Wale a lame, consider Wale corny, all right? And then he goes on to say Wale's newest album is a flop. Now, this is DJ Akademiks' definition of a flop. He believes that your album should make the exact same numbers as your competition, all right? Now, he tries to put everybody on the same level and on the same bar of expectations like a Drake. He compares Drake's body of work with Wale's body of work, and he feels like Wale should be at the same level sales-wise like Drake be doing every time Drake pushes an album. The problem with that theory is that Drake is not only dominating in hip-hop, but he also influences other categories, and he's probably in other lanes that Wale is just simply not in, all right? He also states this for the record: a flop is what your album do. Your newest album should do more than what your last album did a couple of years back. All right, so that's his definition. Personally, to me and a lot of other people in the music industry, a flop is really determined by how much money that record label invested in that album, in that project. For an example, if they invested $100,000 in that particular project and in that particular album, and then that album goes on and makes $500,000, that's considered to that label company a successful album. It did 5 times as much as what they put into it. Now, if a record label company or a company in general does put in $100,000 into this project, and this album don't even make $100,000, then yes, you can consider that a flop. Okay. Now, as far as comparing artists on their lyrics, as far as their songs, that's debatable, and that's good conversation, and that's good debate. But when you try to compare one artist's numbers and sales to another artist's numbers and sales, and say, well, artist B should be doing exactly what artist A is doing, then that's a foolish analogy. All right. Now, he also goes on and says that, Wale is corny. A lot of people deem Wale corny. And when Wale came to the studio, he defended those accusations. All right. Basically, in a nutshell, Wale says, how can you consider me corny when you never been in the same lanes that I have been, even since growing up. He also referred to DJ Akademiks like the McDonald's of media. It's always instant. He's always instant and quick about particular topics and particular stories. And he has a way with these stories to not only hustle and entertain his audience, but sometimes it's full of satire. All right. Sometimes it's interpreted as clowning an artist. Okay. My opinion is, yes, you have to entertain your audience base. And before we go into this, Wale pretty much gave DJ Akademiks a backhanded compliment. All right. He, the McDonald's theme. He talked about DJ Akademiks as far as how does he know about fresh when he's not fresh. He talked about his wardrobe. He talked about how he hides behind videos and really don't show his face. And the only time he shown his face is when he got the money bag deal with Complex. All right. He went into many different avenues about DJ Akademiks. All right. I felt like between the two, DJ Akademiks went a little bit too personal about Wale in the early stages of this beef. And on that particular show, Wale returned the favor, and he also went very personal with DJ Akademiks. All right. Now, I say all that to say this: when you think about Wale, the type of material, the type of content, and the type of substance in his music, in his songs, is a deep dialogue. All right. You can't really compare Wale to the Amigos. All right. You can't see an analogy where Wale do Bad and Bougie. All right. He can make those type of songs, but that's not really in his DNA. He's more of a person that wants substance and meaning in his lyrics. He feels like a lot of people don't get him. And a lot of his songs, I kind of co-sign and agree with Wale. A lot of his songs have a lot of deep substance and a lot of deep meaning behind the lyrics. It's just people don't gravitate or pay enough attention to the lyrics. They're more looking at it as, is it something I can dance to? Is it something fresh? Is it something popping? Things of that nature. All right. So he's a very deep type of brother. Now I know a lot of people are going to think I flipped my lid, but when you compare his lyrics, I'm not saying he's at that level, but when you listen to a Tupac, his early music, when it had like a lot of substance and a lot of thought and a lot of meaning in his lyrics, that's the kind of vibe I get from Wale. Sure, Wale music isn't the type of music that can instantly microwave a success. It really takes a lot of time for a Wale track or a Wale song to be developed upon the masses. All right. I think with this project, it's more personal to him. He said in that particular show, he didn't feel pressured. He didn't feel rushed. And he really enjoyed the energy and the mood of this particular album. And this was the album that a lot of fans of his wanted. All right. He really pays attention to his fans. Now, DJ Akademiks went on some song and dance talking about you can't really pay attention to your fans. But DJ Akademiks, you was paying attention to your subscribers, to your fans, when they gave you an opinion about Wale being corny. All right. So I don't understand how it's okay for you to listen to your fans, but it's not okay for Wale to listen to his fans. All right. So that really didn't make a lot of sense. But if he's making music that's catering his fan base, then that's what he's supposed to do. All right. He also talked about how he's selling out on shows. A lot of people are coming to his shows, concerts, things of that nature. A lot of people appreciate the work that he put behind this album. Now, me personally, I listened to the album. I think it's a good album. Is it the best album out there? I mean, I really don't think so. But there are a lot of songs in there. If you give it time, and let the content develop into your mind, you can probably get an understanding of where Wale was going with that reference, with that term, and with that lyric. All right. So it's one of them type of albums. It's like wine. It only gets better with time. It's not like a beer where you drink it and you automatically get a buzz. I mean, to me, it's sort of like a good bottle of wine that you pop open. You don't want to rush and drink through it. You want to take your time with it. And that's what this particular album, to me, captivates. All right. There's a lot of good tracks on there. And there are like a couple of good tracks that I deem that's going to be Wale hits. A lot of platinum type tracks, particularly if he does remixes on a few of those tracks. Okay, so I enjoyed the album. I think the album is getting great views, but as far as the album sales, they're very slow right now. But if you give it time, a lot of people are going to appreciate and enjoy the album. All right, particularly since he's on tour right now, pretty much promoting this album. When people get the word out about this album, the sky's the limit. Okay, but guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy, I'm Chris the Don One, and I am